the team accomplishes here in these upcoming practices for the next game?
Just keep gelling, getting better, figuring out our communication, our coverages, our flow, all that stuff.
What's made you excited so far about what's to come?
I think we have a team that can win games, and that in itself is exciting to me.
How has that on-court chemistry been building since preseason?
It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. Still working on it, still figuring out, my spots, my areas, where guys are looking, where they're not. So it's a process, but these four guys that I'm on the court with, they play together for a while, so you can see that.
Kind of building on that, how do you approach the integration process when you join a new team in the offseason as opposed to the last time you changed teams in the middle of the season? How does the integration process kind of differ?
You got no choice but to just dive straight in. When you get traded, you get games. The system changes a little bit, and in that situation, it was two guys from one team, two guys from another team, and one guy from the existing team. So it was basically everything was recreated from scratch. You get a little more time when you're there in preseason, and that's what this is for, right? The difference is this is a team that I'm trying to play to catch up and figure out, get on the same page as everything they've been doing for a while now.
Has anyone really helped you kind of play catch up, or
just the entire group? Just the entire group. I got questions all the time, figuring out what people are doing and why they're doing it, where people are looking and why they're looking there, and it's a process.
After the first couple of games, where are you kind of personally most excited about attacking before the regular season? Just any particular skill, any particular just aspect of joining the team?
You talking about from a game perspective?
Sure.
I think the way we play, it's hard to guard. You saw that, we're getting great quality looks. The exciting thing to me is where I can continue to find more and more of those opportunities in the flow of what we do. And it's not fully there yet, I'm still trying to figure all that out. But just playing, we'll get there.
Coach said he didn't have a package of plays for you just quite yet, but he's going to obviously present that to you at some point. But how do you strike that balance between when to be aggressive and attack to find your own shot and when to move the ball on and then be a little bit more team?
Just relying on the basketball IQ that I've built up over the years. You just got to trust yourself. Trust yourself to make the right play and do what you do with confidence and conviction. And I think the guys expect that out of me, and I expect that out of them. And like I said, though, it's not perfected by any means yet. It's still a long way to go.
Coach was talking about trying to get you some time at the 4 spot. What changes for you?
Nothing. I don't know. I don't know if they consider me a 4. I think sometimes I have 4 attached to my name. It's very funny to me. I've always played the same way. I never played the 4 until I got to the NBA in my life. I touched it a little bit senior year, package-wise, when we had a freshman that would come in that didn't really know it, and I said, okay, I'll do it because I know where to be. When I got to the NBA, I was never, but probably 45 minutes of game time played it. So I don't care. The numbers don't really mean quite as much as they used to. It's not going to change where I am on offense. It's not really going to change much on defense. I feel like I'm matched up across the board either way, so it just means I have to crash the glass a little harder, and maybe box somebody out a little more. Maybe.
Why are you supposed they tell you that way?
As a 4,
yeah.
I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. But it don't about. Hey, as long as I'm playing, you could call me a 27. As long as I'm out there, I'm fine, guys. I love it.
What's been your favorite off-the-court experience with this team so far?
I'd say just going to dinner with the guys, hanging out, kind of getting to know them in that aspect, and just having that team camaraderie, bonding experiences. Those have been fun.
Has any personality surprised you?
No, you play against a team for a while, and you get to see them, and you either know them personally or you know people that know them. So I don't think there's many big surprises.
How important was getting the chance to have so many guys out in LA together earlier this summer toward that sort of process for you?
Just a good introduction, just to see how guys play, and just a really casual pickup environment, but just to be around, kind of set the stage for going forward.
Can you talk me through being on the receiving end of that one-hand joker pass?
Oh, I knew it was coming. He looked at me before he went to the back down. So when he caught the ball, I think there's a moment he's kind of facing the rim. He looked my direction, more so at my defender. And so when he went to the back down, I knew there was a high chance that ball was coming my way one way or another.
Have you been in that situation, or is that the first time you've received a pass like that from him? Or is that something you're kind of getting used to?
Getting
in
used
terms
to it.
of being-
I've seen a couple of them in practice.
Okay.
I should have made it. My fault. Felt good.
Who's the guy who surprised you with how funny they are?
How funny they are. P-Watt.
No?
P-Watt's a funny guy. I didn't know he was that funny.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Coach, what are you looking to? What's the most important thing you're looking to accomplish here in this training camp part 2?
I think just more continuity, trying different lineups. Today was more about conditioning. It was kind of ugly at times, but the schedule is what it is. The games, the off day, the travel day. Yesterday was a PD day, trying to maintain their bodies, and then today was a go time. So there was, some negative moments, but yeah, I got to get people out there. I did that today in the script. The live play was mainly the same units that we've had, but throughout the next couple of days, trying to get different people in, trying to find the rotation we're going to use during the season. We'll use a little bit of that, with the Clippers. But yeah, it's just about cohesiveness, trying to find that as we go through this.
With your secondary ball handlers, you've talked about handling pressure. That was one of the tests you wanted. How much do you want them attacking, trying to get to the rim if they can beat their guy, as opposed to just setting up the offensive half court?
Yeah, and we gave them different continuities to run today when they do get pressured. And if they do attack and nothing's there, they can get to the next man and get into something organized. It's like I said, we had 4 practices and played 2 games, so limited stuff was in offensively, and it showed. And you give the Raptors a lot of credit. They played a really wild style defensively, trapped the ball when they saw people's numbers. So it was good for us. Teams like that is who you want to play in the preseason, that play, at that level of intensity defensively. So it did kind of hurry up our process of the press break, and more importantly, how to be cohesive while playing fast, which we did not do a good job of up in Vancouver.
Outside of the pressure aspect of things, what was one thing that you were really excited to attack this week based off of what happened in those first couple of games?
Just adding to the defensive package too. Offensively put in, like I said, the continuity stuff. Some of the stuff we put in I thought was really good when we actually got the ball across half court and we were organized. The ball really popped. So now it's the other side of the ball. We saw improvement in our base coverage defense in Vancouver. And now it's time to kind of junk things up a little bit. I don't know if we'll show that in the preseason. We're definitely going to practice it and work on it.
Have you settled on a rotation for a typical night, like in terms of how many guys you want to play?
No. That's why playing live is important. And that's the good and the bad of scrimmaging a lot is you're not as detailed, but you're giving people a lot of opportunity to prove themselves. And we'd love to start the year with 10 guys, possibly 11. But that has to be proven on the court. It can't just be something we put on paper and it's going to work. So this is kind of the prove it time for these guys, and we have to give them the opportunity to do that.
I know you said that you're not really worried about how Cam will fit into that lineup, so I'm curious just where you sort of see him feeling things out with how he can kind of work with it.
He can really guard. We can put him in every position. I actually thought he maturely handled the 5 the other night for a couple of minutes. So it's you're talking about Cam Johnson? Oh, okay, yeah. We got to get Cam to the 4. I haven't done that. I've done it in practice. But Cam can play a lot of different ways. I mean, and we're just getting him comfortable, and Cam's one of those guys that plays for his teammates sometimes instead of, force-feeding himself into the action. And today was a good day for us to see them play live. I thought he was a lot more aggressive to come to the ball. We got to get him to his right hand more. I haven't put in pet plays for him yet, but we'll get there for sure. He's a really special player, and that you can plug and play him in a lot of ways.
How do you balance trying new rotations with developing chemistry?
It's extremely hard. That's why, like I said, today was a day I kind of let them go and blow it out. We have to get more detailed in the half court. So then you can measure it in 2 ways. In transition, just getting up and down, certain things look good, but when you actually break it down 5-on-5, things will show themselves to be what they are. So it is a balancing act. I don't think we'll completely pass the test the first game of the season. I think it'll be as we get into the regular season, we'll start to feel out how teams are going to guard us. It won't be this wild pressing and trapping transition style. It'll be different. Then I think the answers will be easier to find.
What's the most important thing Julian can do to grow as a defender?
Defend. And I think the physicality part of it, the way they're letting us guard, and then some of the things we watched on tape today with Joe Crawford, of, what is a foul and what isn't a foul. It's important. And guys like Julian, they're, offensive players by nature. He's a wing player that can handle it and score and shoot. He's got to find a way to impact on the other end. If that's taking charges, using his hands correctly, being more active in any sense he can, that gives him a better chance to play more minutes.
What's the story behind the new saying on the wall?
That is just something I've always lived by, something I've always loved. It basically just means do what you are doing. That means if you're, right now, if you're working in PD, then work on PD and be fully concentrated on what you're trying to do. If you're at home with your family, be with your family. And I think in today's world, we're all thinking about 3 different things at once, and that leads to a lot of subpar activity in life. So it's just something I told them about that I believe in, just to stay in the moment. It's a long season, and that quote means a lot. It's real simple, but nothing is these days, and simplicity usually wins out.
Is that a throwback to Jesuit?
No comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, thanks.
Julian, what was the emphasis of practice today?
I feel like it was just another opportunity for us to get out and compete. I mean, we got days off before our next preseason game, so we took the opportunity to, get up and down the floor, polish a few things up, obviously try to clean up them turnovers and things like that.
With the turnover, especially with the full court pressure, how free do you feel to attack that, to get into the paint? If they're behind you, get them on the hip and just go, as opposed to try to set up the half court?
I feel like we all have the freedom to do that. We're one of them teams where we trust everybody, with the ball in their hands to make decisions and make reads. But at the same time, we got to find that happy medium of, being able to slow down and get into offense, because I think that's where we're at our best, and we got so many good half-court players.
What have you discovered about the second unit so far in preseason?
We could play with a lot of pace, but it has to be, a controlled pace. I feel like we got a lot of different talent, offensively and defensively. It's just a matter of, bringing it in as one unit. But that's what the preseason's for. Opportunity to get out there and work out the kinks.
What part of your game have you worked most on?
I feel like it's been focusing on the defensive end, making sure that I'm sound on that end, making the impact there, and then obviously just helping with ball handling responsibilities, being available, one of them guys that can attack the defense and make plays.
Are you able to compare where you guys are at this point in preseason to previous years, or is there so much that has kind of changed that it's hard to kind of make a direct
I feel like it's hard to assess. I feel like the preseason, is what it is. The starters know they're only going to play so many minutes, and we know we're going to cycle guys in and out the game, so it's a little different. But I feel like, it's hard to compare, but I like where we're at, and we still got 3 games, so we're in a good spot.
What have you appreciated the most about this run through, like this time around?
I feel like, especially in practice and camp, just being able to compete. I feel like that's been real fun and real good for us. It's allowed us to see each other's games, understand what guys like to do, how they like to play. So I feel like that's been the best part.
You weren't here for Bruce's first stint in Denver.
Yeah.
Just what have your impressions of him then as a teammate so far?
He's just one of them guys you love to be on the floor with. He gonna do all the dirty work, get all the loose balls, make plays. I think, one of them games he had 2 steals, 2 blocks in like 10 minutes. So, he always makes sure that his presence is felt on the game, and just getting guys involved offensively and just being a good glue guy.
How do you stay patient with some of the defensive changes you guys are trying to implement?
I feel like it's just a matter of understanding it's all new. It's new to everybody, coach and staff included. So, just understanding that everybody's getting used to it, and, there's going to be mistakes. It's not going to be perfect. And but I think we're all just bought into the system, and I think it's going to work out real well for us.
Who's the funniest new guy on the team?
The funniest new guy? That's a good question. I'll probably say Tim Hardaway. He a jokester, but Big Val up there, man. I love Big Val, man. He always playing around.
A lot of guys have talked about increased physicality defensively this year. So I guess how are you kind of approaching that from the balance of wanting to play physical defense, but also like you've ran into foul trouble earlier in your career? How are you kind of balancing those 2 things?
I feel like it's a matter of just understanding, especially the rule changes. Like today, having the refs in here showing us the videos, understanding what they're looking for when they're calling fouls on the defensive end, and then also just understanding, playing to my own strengths on the defensive end. I'm not one of them guys like CB who's going to be picking up 94 connected, like glued to somebody's jersey. Just understanding that I got to be a solid defender.
What do you feel like has been the sort of prevailing message about the officiating?
I feel like they're gonna let us play until the offensive player gets an advantage, and then it's kind of about keeping your hands out the way and keeping your body out the way, and then high fives on the closeouts. That's something that we all gonna have to adjust to, but it'll be good.
You're a shooter as well, so the high fives won't work for you.
I love it. I love it. I love the rule. That might give me a couple extra free throws up there.
You've been guilty of it though, defensively too. So I mean, it kind of.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it goes in my way.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Julie.